Happy Tuesday. Today we are going to be making a friend. This inspiration comes from the movie Toy Story. I love Toy Story. I think it's an original idea. I think part of it comes from, for about 7 years, I was an only child and I loved playing with my toys, so that the idea that the toys can come to life is just something that I find really interesting. Probably is what I thought when I was a little girl playing with my dolls. And the last one, Toy Story 4, if you haven't seen it yet, I am going to be telling you part of it, so I don't want to ruin the movie for you, so I'm giving you a little warning. I love Toy Story 3. I did not think they were going to be able to top it, so I was a little hesitant when I was watching Toy Story 4, but I loved it. And the scene that I really like is when Bonnie goes to kindergarten for the first day, and she's being really shy and she's very nervous. And she doesn't know that Woody actually tagged along because he wanted to make sure she was going to be okay. And she was going to start working with the art supplies, but all the art supplies that she had were taken. That's what happened, right? Lola was correcting me on some of the things earlier that I said that I was mistaken about. So I want to make sure that I'm correct. And Woody kind of tries to throw a bunch of stuff in the bin before she starts making it. And so some of it's kind of random things like a plastic fork. And she creates what becomes a main character in Toy Story 4, Forky. And Forky becomes something that she gets very attached to. And throughout the movie, Forky has a lot of misadventures, and Woody starts to look out for Forky. And I just like the premise that you can create something out of random things that you have. So Lola and I were talking about that this weekend, and we went on a walk the other day. And when I brought it up, Lola found some different things, and we were kind of having fun with it. We were saying, oh, you could make Spoony or Sticky, and the names are kind of silly just based on the name of Forky. And so Lola's is Sticky, and this is the stick person that she created. I think we got to back up a little bit, don't we? And she's got a little face that she did, there it is, draw on, and she made him a little hat. Has the arm. She did have to end up using hot glue because she had some tape on it and it didn't work. Maybe she should have used some better tape. We just used some transparent tape. And then she had some leaves for the feet. Did you hot glue those on too? Did you? Okay. Now, Sticky doesn't stand. Sticky leans. So he leans on the walls, or maybe you can lean on like part of a chair. So Sticky doesn't stand. Now I challenged myself to just find things from our kitchen and our office. And really what I ended up doing is just finding things from the kitchen. We have a junk drawer. I don't know about you at home. I did clean the junk drawer out recently, but I still have a lot of stuff, random stuff in there. And so I could call this Spoony, but when I was on my walk this morning, Spoonies, I'll have to move this down. Spoony, I decided wasn't going to be, I wrote backwards. Spoony isn't going to be her name. It's going to be Princess Clear. And I made a face for her, but I think I like her better without her face. And the face is just a Post-it note that I had, and I used a, watch, I'm probably gonna ruin Spoony, or Princess Clear. So, Princess Clear is made out of a plastic spoon and a napkin, not a used napkin. I did use a clean napkin. And this is a twist tie that I had from a bread bag that we threw away. And then toothpicks for her arms. And then I did put a headband on her with a rubber band. And Lola had some notes that she uses, magnetic notes on the refrigerator, and one was already done. So I tore those up to make her hair, and I tucked them into the rubber band. And I took some of those notes to try and make some hands. Like I said, I did make her a face. I could put that back on. I kind of like her without it. That's why she becomes Princess Clear. And when you're making this, you do have to think about gravity and balance. So to make her stand, I have to move up her skirt a little bit, a potato chip clip that's actually magnetic, and it's actually pretty heavy. So it helps Princess Clear stand up. So I challenge you to make your own little friend. In the Toy Story 4, Bonnie talks to Forky, plays with Forky. And so it's kind of nice to have somebody that you can talk to and that can keep your secrets if you want. The other thing I want to talk about is yesterday I got to help pass out some lunches. This is a really great program that the school is doing. If you haven't started getting lunches from the school, you really should do that. The lunches come in sacks, the brown sacks. So I was going to tell you that if you are getting lunches, don't throw these away right away, because you could be using them to make things. One that's kind of obvious probably to a lot of you is you can go ahead and take it and make it into a puppet. And that's something that you could use. I made my little monster puppet with a big old mouth and lots of teeth. A mate paper is a paper that uses thick pieces of bark, but you could kind of make your own mate paper. This is when I started. I tore the paper apart, and I have my center design is a unicorn, and then I'm starting to make a border or frame all around my unicorn and having my unicorn in the center. Or another thing I thought of is when we were talking a couple weeks ago about toilet paper rolls, I said that you could make your own city with the toilet paper rolls. If you've been doing that, you could make a really large building with, I'm gonna move this a little bit, with one of the sacks, and have windows, the door. Just started doing this too. And you can also think about front and back. So even the sides, you could design them. I haven't started that, but I did kind of start adding some windows to the back. And then I thought about this too. You could make your own friend today with the sack, because you could take and twist the top. That could be the hair. And you could rip a little bit to make the arms from the side. I know some of you are like, you just made a building with that. You're destroying it. Well, I can pretend later that a tornado came through and destroyed my building, I guess. But you could draw on top of that before you do all that and make your own little friend out of this. You could say the building has a door now. You could use it like that. So don't get rid of those sacks that you have from your lunches, because you can use them and draw on top of them. And if you don't want to do any of these ideas, you can come up with something else. And it's a really nice piece of paper that you can use to draw on top. Paper sacks are actually really nice to draw on with marker and with pen, not just with crayons. So that's just another idea that I had. I love seeing students yesterday. It was great. I also want to say I love seeing your artwork. I've had people send me some pictures of what they've done. If you're not able to, that's okay. I totally understand. I also had a teacher yesterday, she knows who she is, that sent me a picture of something that her students sent her that she did. It was the trace and fill, and I really appreciate that. So that was fantastic. I'm not giving any names out because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings in case I forget somebody, because Mrs. Menlick can forget sometimes. So have fun making your own friend. Hold up. Sticky and Princess Clear say goodbye and have a great day.